Welcome to Dragon Talks. I'm not sure what number this is, but we've been going for a few years now, so it's probably in the high 30s, maybe 40. And all the replays are available on YouTube and on the blog and on the portal and everything. And I'll share this all tomorrow, so you'll get to see the replays. If you can hang around for the whole 2 hours, great. If you can't, then don't worry, the replays will be sent out to you and you can watch those at your leisure. And there will also be audio versions on the podcast, so if you can't watch it and you want to be sitting at work and listening sneakily, you can. So that's good.
Kevin, I want to tell you that I'm an hour ahead of you guys, and I've been very tired because I got big downloads for today, so I may not be able to stick around for the whole thing, letting everybody know. So I'll have to catch more in the replay, but I'm curious about the badass after. Are you gonna have to edit that bad word out now?
No, you can. It's allowed. I can just put that tick that says rude words spoken in this.
Okay.
So, Alessandra, welcome. I'm not sure how many times you've been on now, but every time you come on, it's a pleasure, and you bring superb energy, and your audio is working now, so we'll be able to listen to all those musical instruments that you have, those crystal bowls and that harp, which is absolutely divine, which we were listening to earlier on, just on the sound check. So, yeah, welcome. If people want to ask you questions as they go along and chit-chat, do you want that, or would you rather they wait to the end?
I am so happy to have a conversation. There will be points where I'm hoping that we all get a super blasted healing, clearing, whatever we need. So there may not be a time to interrupt. But I'm all about conversational style. For you too, Kevin. Who knows? Cool. I might have a question for you.
Oh no. Oh no, about to stay awake then.
Be ready.
So yeah, so if people do wish to ask a question, then put it in the comments or put the hand up, or physically put your hand up, so we know that you've got a question, and then we'll know what's happening. But yeah, Alessandra, welcome. I believe your talk today is about water dragons under the Vatican and Etruscan water nymphs. Oh, that sounds amazing. And whatever else comes up, of course. So
and what?
And whatever else comes up, wherever needs to be shared.
All right, so you just like that, you're just gonna have me
there you
start.
Go.
Just like,
it's all yours.
Okay, let's jump in.
There's the
ball. Well,
ask your first question if you like.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask the first question.
But yeah, so welcome. So what's an Etruscan water nymph, first of all?
Oh, good question. Thank you. Because I had so many things to say that are blah, blah, blah. So first of all, I have to say, you're powerful. What you're doing is amazing. We all love your energy. I speak on behalf of all of us who are fans of you. The Dragon Thunder Summit. You're doing the third one this coming soon. And you've got almost 3,000 people on your Dragon Thunder Facebook group. Now you have Dragon Talks. So I just want to say you're awesome and unique. And all the books that you have, and I have some of your oracle cards, which, by the way, so many people have been loving the oracle cards that I just got from you. I got the Healer Dragons 101 Dragon Shamanism. So what I want to say is you are super cool, and you are like a record library. The dragons, and I think you have said this, the dragons are saying collect all the dragons, collect all the dragon people, and you're just doing insane work. So I'm here saying, I'm part of the team. Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you said Etruscan water nymphs. All right, so I live in Italy. I don't have any pictures behind me because I'm not that technical, but I just moved to Italy. I'm Italian American, and I'm going going hiking in Italy, going to sacred sites where people say, archaeologists say, this is an ancient Roman temple of the goddess Venus. And I'm there saying, like ancient Rome, recent 2,000 years. I'm used to going to Guatemala and other places, or the Bosnia Pyramid. Bosnia Pyramid is said to be 30,000 years. Then you have Göbekli Tepe that I have not gone to yet, but even that is a long far time away. So when you tell me ancient Roman temple, 2,000 years Venus, and I'm there having massive visions of strong water rushing through and then gathering, and water that is naturally going places, and this is visions because it's not there, and then the waterways playing, and then I start looking down and I see that it's on a sacred site that has a combination. It's usually a different recipes of, is it an underwater river, or is there an underwater lake, or even the term aquifer, because an underwater lake, underground lake could actually be rainwaters. But an aquifer is water that is super precious, sweet, that comes from the earth, and it usually isn't extracted. So it has its own specialness, sacredness, and an intactfulness, blah, blah. So I'm there and I'm saying, oh my goodness, it was a huge realization. A lot of these temple sites that were like ancient Roman here, and I'm going to talk specifically about Ostia Antica, which is like Pompeii. It's northwest of Rome itself, short drive from Rome, considered an ancient Roman site. And there's lots of temples. And so I'm there saying, all these ancient Roman temples, this is Etruscan stuff, because wherever there is a water play or a water temple or a water sacred, not even fountain, but interaction thing, so better than a fountain, the Romans and the local mainstream archaeologists, they call it nympheum. And we have the word nymph. Nymph in English usually means nymph of the tree, nymph of the flower, nymph of the water. But really for us in Rome, it was always nymph water nymph. So I began to have these massive, very powerful downloads that the Etruscans were here and that they just knew water and that they worked with the nymphs. Now, I had a clue. There is a Roman emperor, Nomulus Pompilius, and I think I'm getting his name wrong, Nomulus Pompilius, one of the first kings of Rome, who was married to Egeria. And it's interesting because Egeria is the name of a very famous nymph right in the area where I am at. And so you're saying, was he married to a nymph or was he married to a woman that was channeling a nymph? So we have this. Also, a lot of his information was, eradicated, because he was too spiritual and he was not controlled. So I thought, interesting. So bringing it all back, I began to think, I think the Etruscans worked very strongly with water nymphs. And then I found evidence in I have a book over there somewhere, evidence in one book by a French Etronologist, a Frenchman who studied the Etruscans. And he said in one sentence, I believe that the Etruscans channeled information from water nymphs. And I'm like, I am right. So I shall stop there because I'm just too excited.
We like excited. Have some water.
No questions, or am I just going to keep on talking forever?
Anyone got any questions? No, I think you bamboozled everyone. The other part, the other part of it was your water dragons. So how are the water dragons and the water nymphs related? Or are they even?
Oh boy, now we're going to talk about sex. Whew.
Woo! That's got everyone's attention.
So the water nymphs really, when I tune in, are very sexy. And I really do see water nymphs as feminine frequency that flows. I definitely see them with this very long hair that looks like it's a waterfall. So they really are full-on fairy, elemental, devas. There's a word in Japanese that I really love called kami, Kami. and that's a word for gods, god, goddess. And so I think it elevates the status from an elemental to a deva to that. So that's what I feel. So the nymphs are really fluid and sexual, and maybe not how we think about it, and lubrication. I get that word a lot. So with the dragons as they come in, and I gotta bring this little dragons, right? So when I feel and see the dragons, they play with me all the time because they don't give a shit. They don't want to be male or female. Sometimes they do. There's different kinds of dragons. Some are more physical. Some are showing me that they are more dinosaur-like, or that they came from physical places like Earth or other places, other planets, dimensions, da-da-da. But when we're talking about the water nymphs and the dragons, there is a mixture of almost like a two-way street, like electricity, and you have a masculine and feminine thing. So I'm not saying that all dragons are always male, but in this case, which is very interesting, because when I got this guy for me, he was very male, and I have had other dragons come to me that were everything female, female, female. So I don't know the answer. I'm just beginning to get clues, and I just get excited. The end.
Good answer. And then I suppose you talk about the Vatican.
Oh la la, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what you're in for? So, Kevin and me and a retreat a year and a half ago in April were physically in the Vatican. And that's one part of the story. But about a year before, only a year before, I think one of the two popes died, because there was two popes. One had resigned and was sick, and then we had the other pope. And so a pope died right before the switch of the new year. And I had the most powerful dream. It felt like a superhero. It felt very prophetic. And it was the dream or vision of the Pope handing over a crystal key. So I saw this big hand and a crystal key. And as I saw the key, it was in the shape of an ankh. And for me, the ankh means ancient mysteries, goddess Isis, female ancient mysteries. But when I think of female ancient mysteries, I don't necessarily mean only female. I mean that female is exalted and you have male and there's a mix. So it means a lot of things to me. And then I was so curious in that dream, and I thought, well, what's going on with the Vatican? Why are you handing over a crystal key? And then I saw all of the hands of the people. So after having that vision, which was right around the change of the new year, it was the 6th of January, so a few days later, I was invited. So this felt very shamanically important. I was invited by a friend of a friend who dresses up as a Roman soldier, part of a troop, and he was parading. There was a whole procession going around. See, I'm getting itchy on my nose. It's like, does that mean you're speaking the truth or that you're not speaking the truth? Parading, and he invited us, me and my sister, to go. And I thought, I had that dream. I got invited to be in the Vatican in St. Peter's. And so when I was there, I nonchalantly got closer and closer to the center of St. Peter's, where there's this giant pink granite obelisk. And I tuned in and I felt so many beings there from different places like Venus and Antares and just other dimensions, that they were coming in, they were coming in, they were coming in. And so all of us little hands of humans and beings were gathering, and it felt like it was just handed over, like, you know, we're done with the old way, we're tired, here's a release. So that was a few years ago. So come to now, I just keep having these visions, because once a week I go on hikes, and anywhere I go in this area, I live an hour south of Rome. Funnily enough, it's still Vatican grounds, because if there's some archaeological stuff, we can't mess with it. It's owned by the Pope. And also the Pope's summer villa extravaganza is here, and people and nuns and monks on pilgrimages go. So I keep happening upon Etruscan artifacts, but they're so very hidden because they're just all over, and they're not what's the word? It's not on proper trails, they're not excavated. So I just keep seeing now in visions because something's happening. Oh, it's the Jubilee. So every 25 years or every 33 years, however they feel like it, the Pope say, we're going to open up some doors to the Vatican. And I don't remember. I mean, I keep having different Catholics or Christians try to explain to me what the Jubilee is. And what I heard is you're pardoned of everything. So I'm like, okay, so you have 25 years of accumulation of being bad, and then you have the Jubilee and yay, everything's good. I might be interpreting that wrong, but that's what I've been told. So here you have the Jubilee doors are opening, and I had more visions of, I'm like, well, is that good? Is that bad? What's happening? But when I had the vision, it was all softer. Everything is getting softer. These are illusions. Don't even talk about America, but the illusions that we have of things that are so extreme, and the structures that we have are really softening down. Because if you tap into the good news of what the dragons have to say or the fairies have to say, is that a lot of light structures are being built. Either they're replacing the structures, or they're just under, or they're parallel, or they're bypassing. So I've been having these visions. So right now I was just so surprised to see all these water ley lines that are reclaiming the space, because there's energetically, talking about inner earth, there's a lot of space under the Vatican. Yeah.
Any questions from that? Somebody says, what connections do you see between the dragons and the fae? Do you see any?
So that's a multi-part question, because some people can say that dragons are fae, and then you start saying, what is a dragon, what is fae? My main understanding is that fae have been sort of accepted and sort of allowed to be in our myths, in our stories, and they've allowed to be good. We have the good fairy, or you have the sexy fairy with butterfly wings, blah, 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 blah. But at least in the Western world, we have dragons that are demonized, and I live in Italy, and dragons are all over the place being killed by St. George, St. Patrick, and blah, blah. So you still have that. So my understanding and my feeling, generally speaking, is that dragons are, they are fae or overlapping with fae, but they have their own category. And for me, they are totally a missing piece of the universe. We are missing all of that. Whatever the dragons are, whether it's energy inside of you, whether they're bringing the female energy or even sexually healthy masculine energy, there is a whole piece that we are missing that needs to come back, and it is super hijacked. Whereas the fairy and the fae has less work for me to do to access it, and then there's a merging. Then I have stories where they meet and overlap, but they might have their differences. And then in some categories, they're all partying together with unicorns, fairies, and dragons. So there's just too many. I think we should 5 books for that answer.
Better start writing them then.
Or you cranking out 24 books in 1 year or something.
Somebody else should take over. There's lots of other stuff I could ask you. What shall I ask you? The Great Water Priestesses.
I think, okay.
What's that?
So the thing is, nothing is really separate, and so we have words. So I'll start by saying that now we have a heart doctor, and then you have the ear doctor, and then you get the knee doctor, and then they're all separate, and they don't know shit. Because they're not holding it. Like, I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair for a few years, and doctors didn't know why. They didn't know why. I went to all different doctors, knee specialists, nobody knew why. And I had to fix myself, and my knees were swollen, and I couldn't walk. So just to say. So when I think of water priestesses, I think of Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, They both have the word Mary in it. Some of us, and even let me think of the name, I have a book that explains it really well. It's a husband and wife team. But Bertrand, it's husband and wife, and they explain it well in their book, Magdalene Mysteries. But I was studying it in different places. So you have Mare, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene. Mare, in Italian, il mare sta lì. That's the ocean, the sea, and Marie. So you really have the name of a priestess or a kind of priestess, and I think that it was connected to water and ocean. Then if you look into pioneer phenomenal anthropologist, archaeologist like Maria Gimbutas, who puts it all together and studies the symbolism of the ancient primordial goddess, then you know that the goddess was water, air, fire, land, earth, and animals. And so for some reason, when we get all the way down into time with Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, for some reason I feel like the water was remaining. I'm very connected to Goddess Isis, who's also shown with wings, condor wings, and the snake form. And I'm also connected with Medusa, that also has a water dragon aspect. So for me, the water priestesses is everything. Also, another way that I can think about it is I feel like light that pierces through things. You go in a dark room, you have light and it pierces in. That feels like more masculine energy. Bring on the light, love and light, it can be masculine. Whereas if you have water and you come from water worlds and you're born in water, and if I feel that water is everywhere, we have it inside of us, it's outside of us, then it feels more all one. So then I start working with words water and light, and that becomes more plasma-like. So for me, the water priestesses are the ancient wisdom keepers of before. And it's not just water. It's not like they're separating the earth at all. So it's all one. And these are words, symbols that we use.
Beautiful. You said the dragons are coming now to unblock our tightest, most stubborn areas: love, finances, work, career, home, relationships, past, present, future. They are here. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Another book.
That's another book. That's what I'm feeling. So when you have things like the Vatican is crumbling down and those powers are being exposed, that means that more water is flowing. And so I'm feeling and seeing the water dragons coming. And I was at Ostia Antica, which is the motherland of where so many activations happened for me, at this ancient site right by Rome. And the water dragon comes, and now these water dragon comes, and then I have the physical water dragons that come. And so there are a lot of positive beings or collectives, because they're so evolved that they're not a being, they're part of a collective, so it's a movement. So in a way, this is positive news. This is on the Positive News channel. If you tune into that, there's the positive water dragons that are coming in, that there's people like me and other people that are working. We're working on the grids. I'm doing the water ley line work. I think it's next Saturday at 3 p.m. Italy time. Come join me on with the water ley lines with the dragons. And so we're doing all this work. And so there is more flow if we can tap into it and not freak out. And if we can go despite our own blocks, which are very human to have. So there is a lot. I cannot even explain it. Maybe in a little bit when I do the light language and the sound of the bowls, that we can feel that this love and assistance and family is with us. Because I don't even know how many of us online, there's 38 of us, and in the replay, I don't know how many of us are really 100% pure human. We are all of this. We are the water priestess, we are the dragon, I'm fairy, tribal fairy, and so we really are the change, and we're vibrating to it. So yes, I have been feeling lots of beings coming and saying, we are here because we have called them. And you, in your 3 years of work, have done a ton of work of calling them. So we're working together.
Beautiful. You also said that they keep saying about the new Lemuria. What can you explain what that was and possibly is? And again, that's a huge it's a huge book as well.
Everything's a book. Okay. So you and me recently were having the Water Dragons of Lemuria talk with Denise on Denise's show Love Speaks Love, and it was in preparation for that show that Lemurian water dragons were showing up more, and they were showing up as a parallel, as something new. And I often get this. I know that different healers or shamans and channels, I know we all have different roles, but I know that we very much overlap. But I know that one of my role is to be, how weird can I be? How far out there information that can I get that nobody else is getting, so I can be helpful and useful. Oh, the word almost came youthful. I'll be youthful as I do it. Useful. And so these new Lemurian dragons were coming in and they were saying, we are new. You don't know us. We do not associate with your negativity of the fall of Lemuria and the bad thing and the abuse of Lemuria. We are from parallel Lemuria that lived on, that is happy, that is on Earth or a parallel place, a parallel dimension. We're pure, we're not traumatized, basically they were saying. And so saying, we're here to help you. And we are here because we're part of you. And so they just felt a little bit mysterious, like they just gave me a little bit. But the idea is new energy that we're familiar with that we miss. Because a lot of us, you can remember Atlantis and the three falls, and then there's different versions of Atlantis, then there's the Golden Age. So we have that. And then there's a lot of talk about Lemuria, but for me, there are so many different versions. So they were bringing in this new version saying, we're strong, we're powerful, we are intact, we are unbroken, and we are new energy antidote because there is so much chaos. So let us bring to you a steady stream, which might be part of what I'm doing because I don't think they've left. They're here.
Beautiful. There's a question from Robert. He says, how do you interpret all the statues of St. George slaying a dragon throughout Italy? Yeah, we've got them all over the UK as well. He's our patron saint.
How do I interpret them? Well, there's two ways of interpreting them. There's the innocent way. The innocent way where whoever did it, they were talking about evil, and so that was their way of representing evil. So you're like, okay, that's the innocent way of saying, okay, evil. But there is always something behind something, whether it's a bad person or a negative energy or da-da-da. So my interpretation is you have Christianity, which was Saint George, or wasn't he a Templar, or fighting for a Christian something and killing what is very clearly for thousands and thousands of years a symbol of divine feminine priestesses. So that cannot be a mistake or coincidence. Then I was thinking about something else and I forgot about it. Yes, because I just recently learned, basically through intuition, that you have Hercules, and you're like, Hercules the hero. Well, he was killing the Hydra and other things, which I realized, wait a minute, those were symbols of the divine priestess hoods, the mystery schools driven by women. The Hydra again was Hydra, which is water dragon, multi-headed water dragon, which really relates to ley lines and everything. That was a symbol of divine feminine priestesses. Yes.
I hear you. Somebody saying it reminds me of what happened to Medusa. Yep. What other dragons? You mentioned the Aqua Rainbow Dragons, and somebody asked about white dragons, and then somebody else asked about black dragons.
Oh, okay, so they all go together. So the Rainbow Aqua Dragons, which we have here, my friend, is the one that is linking us to many things, but for today we could say it's linking us to the new Lemuria. So, and the new Lemuria is linking us to little secrets and mysteries and surprises that everybody might get a different message. So when we go into meditation mode, if we get to that, then that's there for you. The black dragons, there's so much to say about them. So I have met a black dragon when I was in Japan. I've been Japan several times. Each time I've been there, it's been a whole month. So it's like I've lived in Japan. A giant black dragon came. She was a female. She was fierce and powerful. And just because I see a black dragon doesn't mean it has to be female. That one was. And she was between galaxies for how big she was. And she was saying, enough of this shit, let's just bring it on. And so she was massive power, kind of scary with power. Now, interesting that I have seen, and I want to touch it, but it's over there and I can't get it, almost a negative version, but not really, of what black dragons, because I was trying to clear a church right next to me, and I saw a bunch of slimy black dragons that had rainbowy on them, and it was almost like they were distorted, and it was like they were abused, and it felt like it was a visual, which I think was real, of the divine feminine being so distorted and sexually abused by the area. And so there's this link. You have the positive, the huge powerful black dragon, and those, but those are the ones that I know, because I know that there's black dragon males, and they have there's many ways of interpreting things. Now with the white dragon that I have here, that's so pearlescent, and I did 1 or 2 events. One was, I think, with Barbara Worsley, which was so fun, and there was a channeling, and I think there was one with you where there was a channeling of the white dragon. Now the white dragon really calls a lot of people, especially women, so she might be called a Sophia dragon. So what I know about the Sophia dragon is she is much bigger, much more archetypal than the other dragons I met. Like she could be the dragon or the tribe of dragons often, and she's not really just white. She's pearlescent, she's luminescent, she's translucent, she's got this rainbow sheen. Did I say pearlescent like 5 times? That's what I mean. So there is some huge archetype working there. And I think that a lot of us, which is surprising, I have a lot of new friends, women friends, healer friends, and all of them are connecting with white dragons. They have a white dragon, or they are a white dragon. So I think that has to do with female leadership or dragon leadership. Divine feminine doesn't have to be in a woman's body.
Beautiful. Oh, there's another question. Elf says, I'm seeing Sophia dragons. How are the water dragons and the water nymphs connected? You mentioned sex.
Oh wait, the sex comment that I made is because when you have St. George and the dragon, you have, and there is a thing right by my house. So there is a little village right by my house up on a cliff, and they have an ancient Roman temple, which is Etruscan, and it has the history of the story of the priestesses would go in, and then they might be eaten by the snake that's in the cave, which could be a snake or could be a dragon. So you have this repeat story where you have the virgin, the damsel, or the priestess, white, purity, special woman, girl, that is associated with dragon. Very interesting that you have that the dragon kills her or eats her. And so I think that's a distortion of an ancient, that goes pre-Christian time, where there was, and I'm saying because I had visions of this, where I am a human fairy priestess. So if I'm a human, I'm the priestess. If I'm a fae, I don't need to be a priestess because it's all there naturally. So I go back to the human priestess where I am connected to a dragon, which is very similar but more powerful to the concept of being a witch, and you've got your familiars. Your familiars could have been lions at some ancient times like Sumeria, or if you're a witch, you could have had the black cats, and that you are powering each other up. You know, you get the powerhouse. But with the dragon energy, and it kind of might go back with goddess Isis, and it kind of goes back to Medusa because there's a lot of sexy energy there. Kundalini, there is some sort of connecting an essence while you are in one form and while there's another form. So but it has this dynamics of just like a quartz crystal, which maintains its charge, and you have both negative and positive energy and electricity going both ways. So that's where the sexy word came from.
Cool. And there's more questions. Another one for Robert. It says, how do you interpret the image of the Virgin Mother Mary standing on a snake with her bare feet? I've never seen that one.
So there's two ways of interpreting it. It's all over. I think I have one right here in my village here. You see it everywhere. What I find interesting about it, similar to Medusa, is that the original meaning of that was, we're going to take the divine goddess, we're going to give her the name, we're going to take all the nymphs here, and we're going to call them Mary. Because in Lourdes, the girl Bernadette, when she saw the vision of Mother Mary, in French, she said she saw the little people, which means she saw elementals or a deva or a frequency, just to say. So you have the people and the artists that are being instructed to use symbolism and say, put in a goddess, make it look like a goddess, but really we're going to put over the paganism of the Christianity symbol of Mother Mary, have her step on the snake. The snake, very clearly to these people everywhere, the snake was the goddess. You still have rituals around the area, pagan rituals of live snakes doing things with them. So that's the negative version of it. The positive version is it still lives on. You see those pictures everywhere, and you see a Mother Mary, or you could just see she looks like a priestess and she's stepping on a snake, and you're like, but the snake is still there, represented, living on. So you're like, ha ha.
Love it. We are 20 minutes to go on for you. Would you like to bring in some healing energy? Somebody's asking also about bringing in water dragons for healing, which is beautiful. And you've got those amazing harps, well, amazing harp, I should say.
So the intention from me and mostly the dragons is, the dragons, can we give you what you need? What do you need? Well, the problem is, us dragons, we need to talk to your mind. And your mind is stubborn, and I'll speak from my own mind too. And the mind always has the same words, the same scripts, the same programs. And so what the dragons are saying are, let us help you out. Let us get through your mind, through your brain, through your self-talk, through your aura, through the prisms that you have created for yourself, that there is so much that you have built that actually really works for you. So it's kind of the idea of, just like the Vatican has these waterways, it always had them, but now they're opening up. Well, what about us in our own auric field? What are the waterways or chakra ways or waves that are really creating or open to create coherence within us? So one example I can give you is, if we have a crown chakra that's buzzing at a level 3 out of 10, and then we have the mouth chakra going at a 2 out of 10, and here we're really strangled, we're at 0 out of 10, but with our heart we're at an 8 out of 10. We're all at different numbers. But if you all go to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, then what you have is open pathway. So the spinal column isn't the only pathway that we have, but that's an idea, an example of the coherence that we can be creating now. So let's be as open as we can be. Let's receive as much as we're capable of. There is the replay to do it again. If people fall asleep, that happens often because it's like, well, shut down the brain completely and just absorb. The intention that we had for our brain was opening the pathways to everything that we are capable of working with right now. So, new job, better job, new partner, better relationship with current partner, family, finances, balancing them, bringing them in, flow. And it was mentioned several times today, the two ways that it can go, because it doesn't have to be a sometimes we need that waterfall to just smash things, fine, but it's about the flow. So you can think about what you're bringing in, or you can just let it all come to you. There is so much plasmatic water around us. We're not just talking about water. Water in its purest state is structured. It's full of love. It's full of intention. It's full of minerals. And it's not just water. It has so much to offer us. And we know because we are water. So maybe we are much more water nymphs than what we realize. So the water dragons and the water nymphs want to remind us that we are not really just humans. And if we think of the times of Lemuria, you have the famous prophet Edgar Cayce who said, "In the times of Lemuria, humans were not as physical. You were much more mixed with fae, and maybe there was barely a distinction between human, humanoid, and fae." And I think a lot of us are wanting to merge back, return to that state, because in that state of being human and fae and elemental and deva and kami and God, I think we're happier. We're not as rigid. We're more one with everything. Life in every moment is more magical. We're talking to the trees every day, and then the flowers and the stars. And we also have a lot of energy, lots of energy to do all sorts of things that we want, because we're communing with all parts of our environment as a give and take. Rainbow energy, shiny, shiny auric, the aura treatment on crystals, rainbow light comes in. There's also this energy of platinum, the platinum ray, the platinum rainbow ray. And I didn't know what it did. I kind of looked it up or felt it or asked, and it cuts through the BS. It cuts through so much. So it can be deeply cleansing and preparing. It can also be extremely activating for our crown chakra, our third eye, and then everything, opening everything up. So if we are feeling comfortable laying down, sitting down, standing up, and if we are in a space where we trust ourselves and our higher selves, then we can be led to do energetic yoga and open, 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 and expand our auric field in a way to receive more liquid light, more plasmatic light, more of these ins and outs of the water ley lines within us and the secret, mysterious, parallel Lemurian dragons. There's a lot of rainbow energy coming in. Rainbow energy is everything. It's limitless. It's everything. You want it all, let's have it all. But there's also this sweet, sweet feeling of being connected. Water, if you have it in little droplets, they will find each other and create one big blob of water. Water connects. It's not alone. So this rainbow energy that is coming in is saying, I want to bring you lots of possibilities. Be limitless. But there's also this feeling of harmony and not overdoing things. And there is this feeling of integration. When we are properly hydrated and when we are in a good relationship with water, we have a lot of electricity in us. Water and the minerals in the water really are conducting electrical messengers. There's also an interaction with the fats that are covering the myelin sheath in the neurons. So there's just a lot of sponginess. With the right kind of balance. So the water dragons are saying, we might be better than we realize as humans or human fae at having a decent amount of plasma, bouncy water, structured water inside our body, or especially if you drink juice, vegetable juice, veggie juice, freshly squeezed fruit juice. There is healthy structured water in there. And what we are wanting to do are, the words of the water dragons, is to have more of this buoyancy, and you can even call it natural protection or natural filtering in your auric field. So it's almost like having a dragon egg amniotic sac of bouncy plasmatic liquid crystal that we are within. What I'm seeing now is that everything is melting away, meaning our resistances, our blockages. Because if I'm looking at my auric field or our auric fields, you might literally see cracks, rigidity. But as I'm looking at us becoming one with this plasmatic water, liquid crystal, it all melts, it all becomes one. Rainbowy, mother of pearl, mother dragon energy that becomes source, omega light, the beginning source, unformed light. It can be anything. We can be anything. And then there's a deep, deep sense of peace and connection. I think there might be a little playful message from the water nymphs. Let me see. Oh my goodness, they are so fast. One of their messages was, you have no idea how fast water in a river or a stream. You have no idea how fast water goes, and you have no idea how fast you can change. The water nymphs are also reminding us that if you look and you believe in the great illusion of genetics, you get to see that we are genetically close to the fruit fly. So we are animals, and we are connected to everything, even on a biological level. And so why not play with that and be relaxed and playful. So the water nymphs are showing off a little bit, and they're having us be mermaids or nymphs, because mermaid is a little bit more physical, whereas nymph is just all pure water with a little bit of form. And so we're swimming along, and we are them or they are us, and they're taking us in their pod, and we are getting close to rounding up and finishing. But there's a grand hurrah. They just wanted us to feel the beauty and the mystery of the water worlds that we do have within us, within Earth, and within the underwater aquifers. There's just a lot to discover there, and there's a lot that is very clean, clear, and pristine, like the crystals that we are getting. Liquid crystal movement. So we're being asked to gently come back to our mermaid fins, and just like that we dove in, and just like that we jump out. So we might find that we're jumping out of our stream, and we're all full of water droplets, but deeply connected in a natural, indigenous, shamanic way, or a way that honors animism. And we're very refreshed and energized. The nice thing about water is that it is being, in the last several years, similar to dragons, water is coming back online even more so with more codes. And we had Masaru Emoto, who brought that to light, and now we have Veda Austin that is doing things. I think there's other people too, but water, water, water. So let's move, and here we are. Finito. Finished.
Beautiful. Didn't want to come back. I'm just going to put all of Alessandra's links in so you can find her magic other times. Alessandra, is there anything you would like to share? Are there any offerings that are coming up? Anything you'd like to invite people to?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Like, I'm doing a super sale. I think I have 1 week left, but if you email me, I could extend it because you're on Dragon Talks. But I have a super duper sale. I'm doing Zoom sessions all day long. They're worth 222. But what price is it now? $49. Whoops.
Woo.
So it's just like, woo. So email me or go on my website because it's there. I'm calling it the Supersonic Session. There's that going on, but it's just 2 weeks. And then the other thing is free next Saturday, this coming Saturday at my 3 p.m. Italy time, dragon ley line work, which I do with my plasma pillars, which I have on my website. I do sell, but we use the etheric ones. I do show them in there. Some people have them all over the world. It is grid work, and it links with everybody else that's doing grid work. But it is underground ley line plasmatic waters and water dragons. The end. I can't talk anymore. Time to go. Finished.
Thank you. Let's send that beautiful lady lots of love. Let's press that love button. And I know that she's had a hard day and she wants to get off to her bed, some sleep. Probably take you half an hour to get your makeup off, won't it?
Don't make fun of me.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all that beautiful music. Everyone's sending you lots of lovely comments.
So, and I'll stay on a little bit. I hope to see, I forget her name, but I'm very impressed by what she has to offer. And my cats right now are making noises, so they've been good. Ciao, ciao, everybody. Thank you. Email me.
We will. There's lots of beautiful comments. You can read those at your leisure. And if you need to disappear early, I can send you all the comments anyway. So it just...